Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Daily Anime Talk, where I go over the past couple of days of anime I've been watching. And I'm going to start off with a load of the new stuff that's been coming out for the winter season. So, to start off, I watched Hortensia Saga. It's an anime that's setting in a medieval time. The beginning of it starts with the king being betrayed by some of his allies, and is killed off in front of his princess daughter. The main character, Alfred, his father was protecting the king and died protecting the princess as well. And the uncle was there as well, was also injured but managed to escape and brings a survivor back with him to Alfred. There's a small time jump where Alfred is now taking over from his father, taking over the land, and he's with the survivor called Marius, who's his squire now, and they begin fighting some of the forces of the betrayer, who was they were an allied country, and they're trying to fight them in like an open field area. They try and go against them, but they both get defeated quite swiftly by the enemy opponent, who's using a bow. And after they both get beaten, the enemies retreat after believing they've done enough to show that they're powerful, and they both vow to get a lot better and improve to fight back. Hortensia Saga, it seems to be just one of those historical medieval anime, the first episode anyway, so hopefully within the next couple of episodes it builds on the characters and makes it feel a bit different from all the other ones that have been out before, because if it keeps going pretty much the same as other ones that have been out before, then it probably won't be very interesting to watch other than that, so hopefully it gets a bit more exciting, but we'll see. The next anime I watched was Beastars Season 2. It carries on more or less straight after, or a couple of months after the first season. They show that Louis, I think he's an elk or a deer, has been missing for 2 months at this point after the events at the end of Season 1. Legoshi and Haru meet in a secluded stairwell away from everyone, and Legoshi is not sure whether they're actually dating or not because they're very hidey about it and make sure no one really knows. Juno, the female wolf, wants to know Legoshi's answer from the end of last season about how he thought about her, and he really didn't say anything, and really doesn't say anything now either. He kind of just mumbles over his words. Louis returns out of nowhere after they have a meeting in the drama club, and everyone, including Legoshi, is very shocked and doesn't know what to say. And Louis then he leaves the drama club, and no one's really quite sure what's going on with him. He's very shaded about what's happened, and he doesn't really say why he's leaving, so maybe that will come up later on. And then throughout the whole episode, people have been seeing huge eyes around the theatre where the alpaca was killed in the first episode of the first season. There's eyes and this hissing sound that keeps appearing everywhere, and Legoshi keeps hearing this hissing, but other people don't. And at the end of the episode, Legoshi calls out whatever this is, and the character, which it looked like a snake in the episode, appears, but you don't actually see them. So that will carry on in the next episode, I imagine. The next thing I watched was Laid Back Camp Season 2. The first half of the episode... going back to Beastars, just to give that a quick overview. I enjoy it, really. It's a fun anime. I had to get used to the 3D CG style during the first season, but it's definitely grown on me a lot more. The characters are just enjoyable to watch, and it's just an overall fun mystery, romance, and all that school drama you can think of, but more of an animal setting with all their like herbivores and carnivores, all that mixed into it as well, make it a lot more interesting than just the general school stuff. Yeah, going back to Laid Back Camp Season 2, the first half of the episode looks at Rin's first ever camping trip with the equipment her granddad sent her, and she was very intrigued to start off and like, oh, what's this? And she wants to experience that for the first time. Not much goes right for her. She breaks some of the tent equipment, she overdoes the rice when she's cooking it, so she doesn't end up eating it, and didn't have a chance to read the book because of the heavy winds. Her mum did put a ramen pot in her bag, so she actually did still have something to eat, but learned some new skills, like for making fires and learning all the like camping stuff, like rocks and how to use the right sized twigs to make fires for future camping trips. Later on in the episode, Rin, Nadeshko, and the rest of the group are all texting each other about the New Year's event and what they plan to do for their time off. Rin is planning a New Year's solo trip, and after leaving early to start the trip, runs into Nadeshko, and Nadeshko wishes her a fun time. Laid Back Camp has always been a fun one. The first season and the short episodes they did, I think, last year, they just show how relaxing and fun camping is, and they just have fun times just camping and experiencing the sceneries of like Mount Fuji and different lakes and stuff. There's not much to it. It's just fun, moe, relaxing time to watch, really. The next thing I watched was Heaven's Design Team. God has outsourced designing animals to groups of creative angels. They first create an animal to eat tall trees and plants, with suggestions like the Pegasus, because it can fly to reach the trees, something called a ping pong tree, which is a tree with loads of like gooey spheres on them to catch prey, and then a long neck deer. The final design comes out as the giraffe, and God approves it, as well as the ping pong tree, which they don't really talk about. They don't really say where that vanished to in the real world, but who knows. They then end up creating a snake, but have to keep updating it as it keeps being too overpowered against birds, and they keep changing the birds and the snakes, and it goes a bit overboard for the angels. And then the final group come up with the design for an anteater, and after one of the angels tries to eat the anteater, they also come up with the design for the armadillo. And then God approves both of them, and then the episode kind of ends there. It's a very simple concept of just creating things. It's a fun topic though, of like God can't be bothered to do this, so he's just sent angels to do it. And they just like during the segments of the different animals, they have these little like info dumps of like, oh, this is what a giraffe is and this is how it lives. It's very educational, really, more than like entertainment, but it's also still fun to watch because there's also comedy bits in between, like the angel trying to eat the anteater and the other angel trying to stop it from eating all of the things it's trying to come up with in design. But yeah, I definitely look forward to the next few episodes, see what other animals they design. The next episode I watched was Cells at Work Code Black, which is a spin-off of the normal Cells at Work. It's set in a new, different body with a new, complete set of red blood cells, white blood cells, and all the other characters from the first season. This new body is falling apart from overeating, drinking, smoking, and pretty much every bad habit a person can have. The cells have a hard time dealing with it all, and all the characters are much more angry, depressed, and a lot more agitated than the happy-go-lucky cells from the original series. The actual main character is a new red blood cell who is shown in a video that, oh yeah, the body's lovely, it's a great place to work, and it's all like fun and games. And then as they start working, they see how difficult it's going to be with carbon monoxide from smoking killing a load of the red blood cells, fat build up in the corridors, and it makes it look like a horrible place to work. This spin-off series of Cells at Work, it looks like it's going to be a lot more grown up. It's a lot more violent than the first season. And I'm interested to see how much worse they can make this place look, because they made it look pretty rough with the smoking, the fat, and just how depressed and angry all these cells are, because they are not happy. They are in a rough place and they don't want to be there. And then the other series I watched was actually the second season of Cells at Work. And at the start of the episode, we re-meet all the main characters from red blood cell, the white blood cell, the platelets, and all of them. The white blood cell is chasing bacteria down a corridor and ends up meeting a lost platelet holding a big bag of tools that she's trying to get to the rest of the platelets. As she helps her get back on track, but then a head injury to the body destroys the area, and the platelets go to fix the area with the rest of the other cells. The platelet that was with the white blood cell isn't as strong as the others and has been trying to train by herself, which is why she got lost and separated. Their master comes to motivate them with golden medals, and they all get really overexcited and want to fix the problem quickly and get those medals. They work through the hardship and secure the area in a feel-good moment for everyone. Cells at Work has always been the fun series, just to learn about the body and all the different cells and what they do, and with a bit of a comedic undertone. Didn't see tons of the main characters that you think of from the first season. So Red Blood Cell was kind of a background character, but White Blood Cell was there in the front row with the platelets, trying to help them, motivate them to get the job done and understand their role in the body and everything. But hopefully they should go back to the other main characters, like the maid character, very violent. And then yeah, that was the few episodes I watched for Wednesday and Thursday. So if there's anything else you could recommend, any of the new anime to watch, make sure to leave them down in the comments. But I hope you enjoyed my little overview of the episodes and my small thoughts on them. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.